Musk mentions XRP as over 2 billion flows into the crypto markets based on US optimism. We're also going to talk about fiat failing while crypto is saving. XRP price talk
Due to the graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
Yes, Musk mentions XRP, but before we get into the crypto news, your comments come first. Hot, spicy, relevant. Maybe I'll share in the beginning of the next video. Majid says, thanks. No, thank you for the support of the channel. And you're welcome because I love bringing you the news 7 days a week. Regilio, longtime commenter and fan, says Dixon even further off than Nixon. And both Dixon and Nixon are crooks. What else do I got for you? Jason says, as a Brit, I love Trump's non-bullshit approach to politics. And Gensler getting sacked on day one. Go Trump. Yes, even the Brits are watching the U.S. election. And for those of you out there that think the BRICS symposium is going to be bigger than the U.S. election, no, girlfriend. U.S. election, major inflows. Bitcoin's sitting at 67,357. The market is going to be better off with the news I'm going to share with you. 26.75 is the price of ETH, while BNB's at 5.96. Sol's making a move at 162. Will Sol get to 175? Comment down below. XRP at 54.4, while XLM, led by Dixon, is okay, 9.5 cents. Bitcoin and gold surge amid Trump election bets and Middle East conflict. That's right. The global stocks kicked off a week strongly on Monday after big gains last week, while increasing bets on Donald Trump winning the presidential election helped send Bitcoin and gold to new peaks. Heightened uncertainty over conflict in the Middle East also added to the appeal of gold, which got a new all-time high at 27.33. U.S. elections, yes, the optimism and the changing of the elections. The crypto market and the global market sees it this way. If the Republicans win, it's pro-crypto and crypto will boom. Cryptocurrency investment products recorded their biggest inflows since July, hitting the $2.2 billion in 1 week mark from CoinShares. Digital investment products continue on a positive trend amid optimism over a potential Republican election win for the United States. We believe this renewed optimism stems from growing expectations of a Republican victory in upcoming U.S. elections, as they're generally viewed as more supportive of digital assets. So, your comments in the beginning. As a Brit, gotta love Trump. Yes, so even those of you outside the United States are paying attention to the elections because it's big for crypto. I'm going to be covering those elections with the live stream. Yeah, it's going to be lasting several days. So hit that subscribe button, notification bell so you don't miss out. Big inflows, positivity in the markets, Merry Christmas potentially. Oh my gosh. Nigerians turn to BTC as the Naira collapses. All right, I'm bringing this up because you've got stable coins, you've got like bonds, you've got treasuries, you've got all this stuff, you got BTC, you got a bunch of places to park your money. But you also have fiat. And imagine if your country's fiat eroded. Well, it's not that hard to imagine because it's like all of our countries, isn't it? Look at the debt clocks around the world. But listen to this with Nigeria and how even if you had an Naira, it wouldn't make a difference because if it's based off of the base currency that's being devalued, it would go to shit. Imagine USDC, right? What if the US dollar started failing? Well, USDC would fail because it's based off the dollar. Over the past 4 years, over 2.6 billion people have experienced a 45% loss of purchasing power. In Nigeria, currency depreciation has eroded the value of the Naira. Many Nigerians are now turning to Bitcoin as a financial investment to preserve their wealth and savings from inflation and the Naira's decline. We talked about Bitcoin dominance. I want you to think of how many other countries in the world have their own fiat failing where now they could start leaning on BTC. We saw El Salvador sue something very similar, making BTC, a legal payment. So now you're seeing more and more why people are flocking to BTC. They're hedging against their own government stupidity. And now hold up. Let's be real here. How many of you out there watching have a government that's stupid? Raise your hand. Come on, raise your hand. Yeah, you too. Raise your hand back there. Come on. Be honest. Yeah, it's like everyone, isn't it? Lark Davis shares this post and says, look at this. Imagine working 9 to 5 for years only to have your savings eroded into thin air. BTC is a fix for it because guess what? You wouldn't have the erosion like you would. And look at all these countries that have seen their purchasing power eroded so heavily over the last 4 years. All right. Brian Armstrong's even chiming in and says, hey, if you live in Pennsylvania, you should vote for Dave McCormick. He's the better candidate for crypto among many other credentials. Now, McCormick, let's be honest here, is red, not blue, okay? Now, look, McCormick has a 1.2% chance lead. Right now, Warren has over a 20-point lead on Deaton. Further on down as you scroll, Metal Lawman says, if you live in Massachusetts, you should vote for Deaton. Deaton has done more for crypto, but Deaton doesn't have a fucking chance. You put your resources where you have a chance. So we have a chance in this Senate one with McCormick versus Casey, and we also got one against Sherrod Brown. Yeah, we can easily beat Sherrod Brown and make crypto even better. And if we're seeing 2.2 billion flowing in based on optimism regarding the election, what would happen if all of a sudden we started winning these Senate seats and started winning these presidential seats? And I know, I get it. It's voting Republican is not just crypto. Voting Democrat is not just anti-crypto. Each platform has their own thing. But me being a crypto channel, I'm taking this from the crypto viewpoint. So no, I'm not like a Republican maxi or Democratic maxi, nothing like that. Remember, I'm a crypto channel, so I'm going to give you the crypto perspective. Now, yes, Musk did mention XRP, but girlfriend, pump and dump. So is that really worthwhile news? But this is Stuart Alderati, Ripple's chief legal officer, expresses confidence that the United States Court of Appeals will either uphold or expand the previous ruling issued by Judge Torres. According to Alderati, the best that the SEC could hope for is that the appellate court could remand the case back to the lower court, and he considers this a long shot. This is another crucial procedural ruling that strengthened Ripple's position in the case of the judge. This is big. The SEC is opening up this can of worms. Yes, we know it's going to delay Ripple and what they can do because it's going to keep some money to the sidelines, right? Let's be real here. Court case keeps money to the sidelines. Court case over, more money flows in. Are we talking like $2.2 billion, like positive election news? Well, I don't know. That's quite a bit. But it's good news nonetheless. Now, in terms of the crypto markets, overall, we've seen an increase of 85% of volume in the last 24 hours. Seriously, weekends have been snooze fests with volume. And look at XRP. Gets a healthy pump here from Musk mentioning XRP because the SEC talked to him. All he has to do is mention XRP, it pumps, and then when people realize that was all bullshit news, well then guess what happened? Oh, the markets went back down. And check it out here. Elon Musk mentions XRP after being questioned. What does mentioning XRP have to do? So all of a sudden people got all optimistic and then they got peed on. Now we also got to see here that we got rejected at the 56-cent mark. So let's do this. Let's go to the candlesticks. Let's swing it on over to the 15-minute stickola and see what actually happened, because you could see a few days earlier we got rejected near the same thing as well. So rejected around the 56-cent mark, and now we've got a little bit of a free fall on the way down. Where we're going to get support? Well, we're going to find out, but volume has heavily increased with XRP. In fact, if we go back to the volume screen, you can see right here, volume up 114%. Musk mentions XRP, and that's what happens, but too bad Musk didn't mention XRP as a payment mechanism for Twitter X. So now looking at the charts, you got to ask yourselves, all right, so what's the deal here? Dude, it's pretty easy. Pretty easy. If you're watching channels out there that are telling you we're going to moon in the next week, they are smoking the Chris ack. They are wiggity frickin' whack. They're more of a crook like Nixon or who everyone? Dixon. Thank you, Regilio, for that one. I'm going to use it more often. Story's this. XRP is not going to break out of this range-bound action until we get news from the election along with Fed rates. And even now, just based on certain things sliding the way of pro-crypto Republicans, we're seeing inflows. Could you imagine how much more money could flow in if we actually get the election to go that way? And Brian Armstrong's right. If you live in Pennsylvania, you should vote for Dave McCormick. You can vote for Deaton, but he ain't gonna win. I'm just telling you the news, whether it's good or bad, happy or sad. No sugarcoating, no hopium pumping, and no wine and dining and 69ing from this guy. But XRP, hey, it ain't gonna break 56 cents unless something bigger happens. Daily news, to the minutia of the daily news, just isn't enough to do it because economic conditions aren't good enough. But if you start zooming out with XRP, you can see that what? The floor has been rising since mid-2022. And if we get rates to come down even lower, a presidential election that swings more crypto positively, well then guess what? We're going to raise that floor even more. So longs out there, where are you buying your XRP at? Or what price are you buying your XRP at? Short-term players, are you going to play an election pump or an election dump if the Dems win? So Musk mentions XRP and the fanboys and girls go nuts and try to pump it, but it faces that resistance. The resistance we've been talking about now for several weeks, telling you, you ain't gonna break it until bigger news comes out, so don't fall for the traps. Now, speaking of traps, let's be honest here. Crypto Republicans, those two are synonymous with positivity. Crypto Democrats, those two aren't. And right now you're seeing lots of money, 2.2 billion in 1 week flowed into crypto products just based on the fact that the election is swinging more the Republicans' way. So what'll actually happen if the Republicans win? And I get it. I don't want to be inundated with comments of, oh, bro, the Republicans this, the Republicans that, the Democrats this. I'm just looking at this from the point of view of crypto. I have voted Democratic before. I have voted Republican before. Heck, I've even voted for an independent, but that person didn't win because independents really never win. But looking at this through the crypto eye, it's obvious to see that the global market, yes, Brits and friends across the pond, you're included because you're paying big attention because this is a huge event. You're seeing that money is sitting there waiting and more money can flow in if the election goes the way of pro-crypto. But what else do we got? Jerome Powell and the Fed lowering rates. And no matter what happens, whether it's Democratic or Republican, for the House, the Senate, the presidency, the Fed is going to keep lowering rates over the next 12 to 18 months, which makes risky things like crypto even more attractive to investors out there because you could take the risk without it costing you so much. Speaking of risk, a lot more people are going into BTC to hedge against the fiat crumble. What about stable coins? Would stable coins crumble if they're pegged to that currency? Well, yes, they would. Because think if the US dollar started to crumble, the same thing would happen to USDT and USDC because they're both backed by US-based things. So let's be real here. Is Bitcoin backed by US-based things? No, it's not. So it makes sense that countries like Nigeria, El Salvador, and others are flocking to BTC because it's not tied to a government. It's not tied to an entity. There's no one to fuck it up. Think about it. The United States, England, Canada, Australia, those governments can do a really good job at fucking stuff up. So you wouldn't want to hedge with something that could be screwed up by dumb asses out there. Instead, you would hedge it with BTC. And as long as the creator of BTC can stay anonymous, governments are like, we don't know who to go after, so party on, Wayne. And that's what you're seeing residents in Nigeria do. Put their money, they're taking their fiat, they're putting it into BTC, and they're watching BTC do its thing while their currency is just being devalued 45% over the last several years. Think about that. Crypto as a tool to escape government stupidity and misuse of funds. Holy shit, if the world knew that you could escape your government stupidity and hedge with BTC, oh my gosh, would governments be scared? Oh wait, they are. And that's why they try to go after BTC with the green energy bullshit. That's why they try to go after BTC with mining consumption and rules and, oh, you're using a lot of energy, but you're not hiring people. Oh, you're stressing our electrical grid, but you're... Because the governments are trying to control it because it takes control away from them. Now, today is Monday. Yes, it's Monday, so happy Monday to you all. And I'm going to be bringing you juice the rest of this week. So until then, you know the deal. Well, if you don't, you will now. Choo-choo, bitches.